All right, good morning. How are you? Happy Monday, if such a thing ever exists in the real world. Welcome. I am your host and pilot, Uncle B. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream, continuing our journey across America, across Florida right now, in the Junkers 52 3M retrofit. We're going to be departing from Pahokee this morning, heading a little bit north. Here on runway 36, and then we're going to hang a left, head over to our VORTAC right here, LBV, Lima Bravo Victor. We're going to try being the key word, to do a quick landing here at Arcadia. This is the active landing runway and also the departure. So we're going to try to come in, land, turn around, come back down here, depart again, head up to Sebring, Florida, runway 1. We'll put it in for landing there. LBV is our only navigation aid for today. There's no... I was surprised because this is a former World War II B-17 training base. There's no navigation aids in the immediate area at all. I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, my gut instinct tells me that that's because there's the raceway here, and if there was a high-powered, navigation aid here, it may interrupt with the radios that the racing teams use when they race here. So I think that's why. I could be wrong, but that seems to be the only possible reasoning as to why they don't have one. But anyway, so there's the famous Sebring Raceway. There, part of it is on the old taxiways and part of the runways. This was a runway right here. This one right here was a runway. But there's only 2 active runways now. Been here twice to the racetrack for the 12-hour race. So, yeah, good stuff. So anyway, we'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody pops in to say hello. And today's route, as always, is something, the command that everybody can use. There's today's route. And then, and then Wednesday's flight, we're going to go from Sebring up here to St. Petersburg, Clearwater. We're going to come in on one of these runways here on Wednesday. And then the following week, what we'll probably do, we're going to try to skirt across try to get across a little bit across the Gulf of Mexico there from St. Petersburg. Try to get somewhere a little bit inland or whatever if we can. And then we'll continue to head west. So that's the upcoming plan for the next few days, next weeks or so. Let's see what else. We got a lot of. This Saturday we'll do the. I think I forgot to put it on the roster. I have to add that. Saturday we're doing the scenic flight in Montana, in the Glacier Park there in Montana. Probably do that in the Kit Fox, the low and slow. We'll take off, make our way through the Glacier Valley, and we can loop around a couple times. Not loop, but circle around a couple times if we want to check some stuff out. And then, that's what we got coming up. Watched Scruffy Tam do his flight in Australia yesterday evening. Did some really nice flying. Finally got a chance to watch Texan 1, a Texan, do a stream. So that was good. So, yeah, good stuff. What else? So, yeah, that's we've got some great stuff coming up here towards the end of the month. We got um, our Halloween Eve flight from Frankfurt to over to a airport in Romania. We'll do that, and then Halloween Day we'll do a flight from MacArthur, Long Island, up to Boston Logan, as those are the closest to Amityville and Salem. So we'll have some spooky flying there for Halloween Eve and Halloween Day. How about that? And then it'll be November. Man, this year is just going by fast. We're already just about in the middle of October. It just seemed like it just started. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna a few more minutes, and then I'll spawn in here on the departure runway. We'll get everything set, and got live weather for right now. When we're on the runway, getting ready to go. If it looks terrible, we'll go ahead and change it to just a few clouds, or a few clouds. I didn't even realize there was I thought I saw. Never mind. I thought there was a vortex right there, and I'm like, why did it suggest this one and not this one? But anyway, so yeah, that's what we'll do. That we'll have a look at the weather once we spawn in, and if we have to adjust anything, I think the time will be fine. Sun's coming up, so it should be a nice sunrise flight, and then we'll get to Sebring, and we'll wrap it up before we know it. Just about an hour and a half. Probably might be a little bit over an hour and a half if we do. We're gonna try to land here. Like I said, we'll come in on runway 6. We'll call in. It's a non-towered airport, so we'll come in on runway 6. Bring it on down to the end there, and turn around, come back, and depart. I've got Miami Center controls a lot of the airspace there for a lot of these small airports that aren't towered. So I'll dial them in, and once we're in the air, we'll talk to them again and let them know that we're in the air. So try to do things a little bit properly if we can, when possible. Any questions, concerns? I did look. Hello, Skepticontin. Yes, it is. Well, not where I live here in New York. It's not. It's the sun's already up, but it seems like it always takes a little bit longer in the sim for it to actually catch up. But lately, what I've seen happen is it looks dark right now, but as soon as we spawn in, then it's like the sun's already up, and it's So yeah, it just seems like there's a bit of a time lag as far as the sun actually reaching this part of the United States. Although I'm sure their sun is pretty close to what the lighting is pretty close to what we already have here in New York, and it looks dark here where on this map, and this is already lit. Got the sun coming up there, so yeah. 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 Over. Certainly it's only like 4:30 in the morning over on the West Coast. So yeah, this is all definitely still dark. But here on the East Coast, the sun, it should be a little bit lighter. But I don't know if it's just a leg in the system, possibly, or what. But yeah, it seems like it's always a bit behind. So, but anyway, hope you're well, Skeptic. Nice to see you here. Thanks for saying something in the chat so it doesn't look like I'm talking to myself. Oh, all right, I think we'll go ahead and get spawned in here and have a look at things and see if we got to make any adjustments. If not, we'll finish up and make sure everything's ready to go, and we'll be on our way. I don't think we really need to adjust any fuel. If we do, we'll do it when we get to Arcadia. I think will be we can add a little bit of fuel if we need to there. All right. So I know, let's see, 3005 should be the pending. We enjoy it. I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing okay, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Doing fine. Can't believe this year is just cranking along. I don't know what do we got to do to slow the time down. All right, let me get the Vortac dialed in. That is on the frequency of 11040. Oh, look at that. Let's get that on. That on. And our heading for that will be 281. So just a little slight turn to the west once we're in the air. We'll dial all that in when we're. Oops. Let's see, I think we got everything else set to go. Oh, let's add a little bit of weight to the plane just so we have that. Let me get back to the chat there. Sorry, sometimes I forget. I check something, another screen, and then I forget or another tab on my browser, and then I forget to go back to the Twitch tab. The joys of doing everything from a 13-inch laptop. Let's do 180. 180. 210. 210. 210. And 210. That should be good balance, I think. Yeah. All right. Good morning. No, so what I do is I have Twitch. Yeah, it's the only way I can stream from the Xbox. Yeah. It used to be that there was another system that they had, but Microsoft ended it for some reason. So I can only use Twitch to stream directly from the Xbox. And because I'm an affiliate, I can't put the stream onto YouTube until 24 hours after the fact. So I usually wait. I put it on YouTube. It premieres at noon the next day. So yeah, I try to keep the time as what do you call it? Keep the time the same. So yeah, that's what. Oh, I forgot. I need to change. Even though it's a vortex, but we might get a DME signal once we're heading that way, and it's not a very, it's only 38 nautical miles, so. And a heading of, what did I say, 281, okay. All right, I think I don't think anybody else is joining today. The server's still the same if anybody decides to pop in after the fact, after I'm already in the air. But, yeah, no, not had any takers in a while, which is fine. It's okay. anybody's welcome. Anytime they want to join in, you're more than welcome to join. All right, let's see here. I think we'll leave the weather and everything alone. Ooh, look at that nice. Oh, I like that. That's a good picture right there to start off with. Yeah, the moon right there. Yeah, let's get a picture of that before we skedaddle out of here. There we are. Ooh, oh, that's a great way to start things off. We got a nice. Ooh, you can even see a little bit of reflection of the moon on the water there. That's nice. Full Moon Monday. Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well. I don't think that's going to go well for us, possibly. All right. I think we can go ahead and get going. Yeah. All right. Let's get in here. We're gonna make it by the hair of our chinny chin chin on this one. Might actually have to. Yeah, this time I think I feel better pulling back on the yoke to make sure we clear these trees. Ooh, I got up a little bit more, up a little bit more. There we go. Look at that, already picking up the signal. I like it. Oh, you know what's not happening? We have not. Wait. Oh, boy. Wow. This thing is not climbing as expected. Why is my co-pilot not operating? Alright, we gotta get these lights off. Alright, we're on our way. I don't know why, once we were in the air, I don't know why my co-pilot didn't radio in to let them know or start the process of getting the flight following. Kind of strange. Alright, that's working, so everything's working. Except for the co-pilot. Might have to put it in an ad in the paper for a new co-pilot. All right. So yeah, no stream tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday, continuing from Sebring out to Clearwater, St. Petersburg International. I hope everybody's enjoying their Monday so far. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Thursday we will pick up where we last were on the Route 66 flight. Get that knocked out this Thursday. Friday we're doing the jetliner service from Monterey. Now I read a little bit more on the passenger service. There used to be a lot more. Only one airline flew an A320 in and out of there, and it might have been one of the earlier A320s, like when they first were released. But only, I think there's Embraers and CRJs are the only jetliner sort of stuff that flies in and out of Monterey now. But we'll take the A319 down to Los Angeles. That should be a very quick flight on Friday, and then Saturday we'll do the scenic flight around the Montana Glacier Parks. So a nice scenic flight in the Kit Fox. And then, yeah, that'll conclude the week. We'll be in the middle of the month already. .27 nautical miles to our Vortac. And then after that we have no other navigation aids to. Just going to get on a heading and roll the dice. We know the layout. Sebring is very distinct because it's got the race track right next to the race course next to the airfield there, so That should be easy to find. If we get a little bit lost, we should be able to terrain associate, for lack of a better term. So I was looking before I started the stream. I thought, and I couldn't find it, and maybe if somebody knows for sure, put it in the whisper and I'll post it. But I thought there would be another developer Q&A session for Microsoft Flight Sim between now and the middle of November, when Sim Update 11 is supposed to be released. But I looked on the last week's developer roadmap update, and I didn't see anything that suggested that there was one, which I find to be a bit, it doesn't give me a warm fuzzy, for lack of a better term. Like that just, I don't know. But I'm surprised though, because they said that there's going to be trailers and such, so I would think there would be some kind of a Q&A, but I didn't see it on the schedule. But maybe I missed it in my haste of getting ready for the stream. I wonder if, hold on, where's my true heading of 274? See, now it's a little bit closer. Seems like this is more accurate than this has been. I don't know. Oh, let me get back to the, there we go. In case anybody popped in to say hello or whatever. Did do a flight the other day, yesterday afternoonish, I guess. Did a quick flight from Liverpool to Dublin, I think it was. Yeah. Just doing some stuff for Firefly Air, get some XP, finally. Do some company routes, as they like to call it. It's below 74. I think it's more like... Let's see if we go... Might be because there's a wind. Maybe that's why it's a little... Aha! Well, I did solve the problem with the keyboard in the altimeter thing. I had to unplug the keyboard and then plug it back in, and now I don't know. Maybe it got unplugged or something, but now it's working. So. first nav point coming up. And we'll make a slight turn to 312. Will be our next heading. I had a couple people pop in for a moment there, and then they were like, yeah, no. He's flying that old plane again. No, not exciting. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. Some of the usual faces aren't here, so I don't know what else to gab about. But yeah, I did look, like I said, I did look to see if there's a Q&A, and I'm almost positive there is. I just didn't see it, what date. But it's got to be within the next week or two, I would think. Maybe closer to the end of the month. I don't know, but maybe they'll put something out this Thursday about the Q&A session, the next one. All right, 12 nautical miles, just under 13. Hello, Puzzle Girl Sue. Nice to see you here. Hope you're well. Happy Monday to you. I know that might be a terrible thing to say, Happy Monday, but anyway. I almost feel like sometimes maybe I need to change it up a bit. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe next week what we'll do is we won't stream on Mondays. Mondays is always like a difficult day to stream, I think, because everybody's just starting off the week and they're like, everybody's grumpy. Oh, it's Monday. Oh. You know? And then just do our Euchre's flights on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We may try that, because I think Mondays is just, it's too, for many people, it's just too hectic, I think. And even as, I think, as relaxing as these flights are, we have some nice scenery. I mean, it's Florida. I mean, there's not much to it right now. We've got a lot of agricultural areas and stuff, but, yeah, I wonder if maybe trying to change things to Tuesdays is a better option, viewer wise. Well, look who it is, Young Addies. Hello, Joseph. How are you? I think we'll add a little bit of fuel to the tanks once we're there at Arcadia. I'm fine, Joseph. I'm fine. Had my coffee already this morning. A little chilly here. Got the window open, have a nice little cool breeze. Help keep us on our toes. As long as I have a sweater, I'm good to go. Oh, doing good. Yeah, I think we'll try that next week, just to see how we do with the viewership. I think Mondays is just too much of a hectic day for a lot of people, so I think next week we'll try that and see how we do. Just kind of thinking about now that people have kids going back to school. Mondays is always like the worst day of the week. You know, trying to get kids sorted and get yourself sorted and all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll give that a shot. All right, where are we at now? 4.9 nautical miles. I like that there's someone. Oh, well, thank you, Planet Neutral. Appreciate that. Yeah, I like doing this because it's not like it can be a bit hectic sometimes because things happen that we don't really expect. But yeah, generally I do like to do these flights on Mondays because it's a little bit quieter, you know. I appreciate your input. I was just thinking that, you know, maybe it's a change things up a bit, you know. See how we do on a Tuesday instead. I don't know. We might give it a week and just see how it goes, and then if it doesn't, there's no real significant change, then we'll go back to the old way, to the current way, I should say, not the old way. All right, we are 2.8, 7-ish. So once we clear that, we'll turn on a heading. What did I say it was? 312. And then that's only another 30. That's 32 nautical miles to Arcadia Municipal, and we'll call in and come in for a landing there on runway 6. That should still be the active runway, based on the weather. So we'll get to the end of the runway. We'll put a little bit of. Might put a little bit of fuel in the tank, just a little splash and dash, as they like to say in the racing world. We're not going to change the oil or the tires or anything else. Just a quick little splash of fuel, and we'll be on our way. All right, 312 is our next head. Let's get that dialed in. All right. Well, yeah, that's true, Sue. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. That's a good point. Yeah, because even on Wednesdays or Thursdays or sometimes even Fridays, it's I never know when we're going to get a good viewership. So that is a valid point. That is a valid point. All right. So when that number is like in 27, 28, because it should measure our distance from that vortex to. So as long as we're heading away from it, which we are, we should be in good shape. So, yeah, I think I get what you guys are saying. I was just trying to think of some kind of a little change up, but valid points there. Oh, we got these big puffy clouds ahead of us. Look at that. Hello, Amela. Welcome. Oh, check this out, Amela. Here you go. Bingo. There you go. I finally created a little short, little command there. When I know you're in the chat, then I can put the command eat, and it'll tell you what I have for dinner. Yeah. But you never know when I might throw a doozy in there and say something outlandish as far as what I've had to eat. You never know. I don't know if Mick's streaming tonight. I don't know if him and Pulse have got their stuff sorted, or Mick's got stuff sorted to his internet to do FIFA tonight. I don't know. Optimus. The name doesn't sound familiar, but I don't know if they're trying to catch up to me. I sent you a message on Discord there, young addies, the other day. I don't know if you've read it or not. I didn't get a response, so I'm guessing you didn't read it. That's fine. Just a suggestion. That's all. Let's see. I wouldn't think X-Ray 06 is on the list yet for closest airports. I'd be surprised. There's a lot of small. If you ever look at the flying across Florida, there is a lot of small. Look at that, all the way out there. A lot of small airports around here. I think farming. Okay, that's fine. No worries, Joseph. It's not anything important. Just a suggestion. we won't talk about what it is here in the chat because it's doesn't need to be discussed here, I guess. I just want to let you know. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing else really going on, I guess. Can't believe we're roughly a month away from the 40th anniversary content coming out here on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really hoping we get that DC-3. I'm really hoping there's no hiccups that's going to delay that. I'd really like to get another vintage plane to fly. That one will take across Canada. Eventually, we're going to throw in the Beechcraft. The Twin Beach. We're going to take that around Africa. I'm going to probably do it a little bit different than I've been doing on the trip in the Junkers across America. We'll just kind of zigzag our way across Africa in the Twin Beach. Try to go to places we haven't been to yet. Zigzag across the continent and all that. Try to keep the flights within a reasonable amount of time when possible. Alright, we're slowly making our way. I think as long as I keep that needle pointing directly behind us as much as possible, then I think we'll be pretty much on the right track. Because the path that we're flying, when I was putting this together on SkyVector, the distance between that Vortac and Arcadia Municipal, if there's a path that follow that. But anyway, it should lead us right to Arcadia. We're on the right path here. And I think I'm going to take quick. I think as long as I think there's just a bit of wind here that's causing us to get a little off course here and there. But I think we'll be okay. But now I'm starting to lose altitude, and I don't want that. I don't want to climb too fast either. I think I'm going to just take a step away for just a moment, folks. I think we're in good shape here. Yeah, I think Optimus. Wondering if they're trying to catch up to us. I don't recognize the name, but it's possible that somebody sees me flying and says, all right, take care, Skeptic. We'll see you later. Enjoy your rest of your day. I'll be right back, folks. All right, hold on. I don't know, Joseph. I couldn't even begin to guess. Could be any number of things. Hope you guys didn't get in a car accident. Or I guess if that had been the case, you would have said you've been in a car accident already. All right, let's see here. Let me refresh the stream. Oh, wow, we got a big gust of wind there that just pushed us off. Now we're losing altitude, too. Oh, now it's going to climb again. All right, I think we're close enough. We can maybe look to see if they're on the list now. A little bit closer. Yeah, there we go. And we want to come in on runway 6. Oh, there we are. Hello, Rubber Duck. Thank you. Photo selecting. Ah, nice. I have a Flickr. Do I know how? Yes, I know how to drive a manual transmission. I prefer manual over automatic, but sometimes it's, especially driving in San Francisco, for instance, it was always better to have an automatic transmission. Otherwise, you'd have to kind of lean on the clutch. And no, it just takes practice. Part of it is if you can find somebody who has an older car manual transmission that, you know, if you abuse the clutch a little bit, it's not going to be like the worst thing ever. But yeah. Let me scroll back up here. Some car, yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Addies. Well, thank you for the follow, Rubber Duck. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was my DJ name when I took a radio production class at a community college about 3 years ago. About 3.5 actually now. It's a nickname that was given to me while I was in Afghanistan, and so yeah, I just figured it'd be a nice channel name. Yeah, we'll tank up here. I have to add a little bit more gas to the little splash and dash. Might be a little bit more than a splash, though. Alright, well, we won't do the whole pattern thing. We're just going to kind of go straight on in there. But no, Amela, if you're gonna learn a manual transmission, I would try to find somebody who has a car that you can practice with. That if you, practice with it. If you abuse the clutch a little bit, because sometimes that usually happens when you're starting off learning how to drive a manual. You'll pop the clutch sometimes, or you'll ride the clutch and it'll start to burn. You can smell it. I only know how to fly planes on GTA. That's, Joseph, it's okay. That's fine. That's quite all right. Yeah, so that's, oh, because you have the hills. If you have a manual transmission, you're basically, you have to be, you got your foot on the clutch and your foot on the brake. And so you have to time it to put the car in first and then let off the clutch and hit the, you know, it's like you have to time it. Sometimes you may roll back and hit somebody behind you. That's the problem. So it's better to have an automatic transmission in the city if you can help it. But yeah, it was just because we, you know, when I took the class, the instructor was like, okay, you got to come up with a DJ name, and everybody's like, you know, so everybody came up with one, and I thought, you know, oh, this is perfect, and then when I changed my name on my channel, it was like, yeah, I think I'm going to use that, and it's worked out pretty well, I think, so far. All right, so we're going to try to come in flat, folks, yeah, as usual, and then we're going to, if we can bleed off enough speed before we set down, we might be able to get the plane stopped enough to turn off. We'll add some fuel, and then we'll taxi out to 6 again. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But we'll add some fuel to the tank, and then we'll get back in the air and head over to Sebring, and then we'll be done. So it says we're too slow. Boy, the wind is really... Now they're saying it's a headwind here. This is why I chose 6. Hopefully we're still heading into the wind. All right, so we gotta get a little bit lower here. Oh, we are still climbing now all of a sudden. Ah, gotta get flat. We gotta flatten out. Of course, now I'm zipping along here like a madman. Fighting to keep this thing online. Lined up, I should say, not online, lined up. Alright, now I think we're right where we need to be. We don't want to stall, that's the other tricky part here. Just want to make it over the edge there and set her down nice and easy. Alright, here we go. See, it started to climb again. Might be a little bump. Oh, we made it. All right, perfect. All right, plane, you got to get on the ground. Ah, come on, tail, settle down. Uh-oh, we might run out of... Okay, there we go. Woo! That was close. All right. Let's go down here and turn around. No, not yet, Joseph. There is on the PC side. There's supposed to be some coming next month with the 40th anniversary, but not yet. Not on the Xbox. The PCs had them for quite some time. Trust me, if we had them, we would have been flying them already. The only thing that's close enough to it is the velocity. Yeah, that was. Whew. It's tough landing these tail draggers because sometimes you can easily run out of runway if you can't get that tail to settle down. All right, let me get us here and we'll, thank you. No, there's supposed to be a bunch of stuff coming, but that's the story, but the story always changes. You just never know. So hopefully we will get there's supposed to be at least 2 coming with that we know of right now, coming with the 40th anniversary edition. All right, and I gotta pull up Miami Center. Stream is a little bit behind again. But yeah, I'll have to practice. That's going to be a very it's going to take some time to get used to because I don't know how they have it set up as far as the their how the flight model is going to work with the controller only. So it may be a bit counterintuitive to what we think what we're doing already, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, I would like to get some helicopter flights in once we get them, but I'm gonna have to practice with all that. Lots of stuff coming, and it's like there's so much stuff coming and then so little time to do it all. so this is an add-on. Well, this is a scenery. Somebody developed this airport to make it look better than what it was before. So this is a add-on airport that I got. Pretty reasonably priced, I think. Yeah, we did come in on the right runway there because there's the windsock. So we did come in with the wind. Although it looks like there's a bit of a crosswind now. Yeah. So let me find the traffic number. Let's pull in here. We'll get some fuel. I don't know, maybe there's a little store there if anybody wants to hop out and go get snacks for the remainder of the flight. Don't go too far because we'll be back in the air here shortly. These set for takeoff. All right, let's do this now. Let's get the fuel in. All right, you're okay for food, right? Hello, Patrice, how are you? Nice to see you here. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's go to, let's see. What is the, I gotta find the, where it is. 12300, would that be it? try that. Well, that's already there. But that's... Alright, I know what I gotta do. I gotta come over here. Nope. One more. There we go. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right, well, so we got our fuel. We know runway 6 is the departure runway. Oh, look at that. They even have the number right there on the, to call in for the traffic number. Look at that, right on the taxiway there. We're going to run right over it too. And then we need to dial in. What was it? Miami. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay. All right, we'll just do that because then once we're in the air, it should give us a prompt to talk to Miami for another flight following. I did kind of test this out, so... Alright. So once we're in the air, that should pop up here on this side. So we're going to leave that open while we taxi out here. No, sorry if I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat and get this thing set to go here, so I apologize if I'm missing anybody's comments. It's not intentional or personal or anything. All right, then from here, once we take off, we're just going to make a slight turn, but we're going to be pretty much on course once we depart for Sebring from here. So we should be good to go from here on out, and it's just another 30-something nautical mile trip to Sebring. All right, take care, Sue. Thanks for popping in for a little while. Appreciate it. So yeah, this airport's changed. It looks like this used to be a runway. I think it still can be used. Theoretically, it's a grass strip, but it does. But yeah, there is a grass strip that could be used, I guess, for smaller planes or whatever. But yeah, this is an add-on airport thing that I got because it looked like yuck on when I popped in here before. Oh, uh-oh. Why is my bit rate down? Let me refresh. That doesn't look good. All right, there we are. Perfect. Okay. Oh, Milo875, thank you for the follow. I apologize. I'm trying to keep an eye on things. Well, now look who's here. Sue Lee's, and there's Mick. What's up, Mick? Are you back to streaming today, or is that still sorting things out with your internet cable stuff? Asking for a friend. You're here for the second stage of the flight, going to Sebring, the location of the historic Sebring International Raceway. Home of the 12 hours of Sebring, the 6 hours, the WEC races there. I think they have a 6-hour race there. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to Canada. Oh, well, there we go. I did not know that. Oh, there you go. Now Amela has another reason to eat more. Oh, it's Thanksgiving somewhere. Let me eat. You should have put that. Now all the grocery stores are going to be bought out by Amela. Goodness. Haven't you learned anything there, Mick, all these years you've known Amela? All right. We're set to go. We've got some fuel. Oh, I need to dial in my next heading, which is 066. Oh, we're on 059 now. Just dial that in, and then we'll just, it should be a very easy change. All right, let's go. All right, let me get back to the 31 nautical mile flight. Yep, you done it now, Mick. Goodness gracious. Immortal words of Addie's, what are you like? And away we go. Da, 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 da. We gotta clear the trees. We gotta clear the trees. Can we clear the trees? We cleared the trees. Doing a little treetop flying right there. Look at that. Okay, perfect. Look at that. We were already tuned in. I love it. It worked on its own. We may not have to fire the co-pilot today. Ooh. Boy, that worked out fantastic. I like it. Always works. It always feels good when a plan comes together. All right, we are on our way to Sebring, folks. First time I was there was in 2004. The first time I went to a 12-hour race there. If you've never been to Sebring, you can go. I highly recommend it. If you go once, it is a fantastic experience. I think that's, at least that's my feeling on the matter. You know, just in case somebody asks me later on, I can say, yeah, Mick is streaming, or no, Mick planned on streaming but cannot. I don't know why people can't just contact you directly, Mick, and ask you. I'm gonna have to start charging for to be your secretary or something. I don't know why people. I don't know if it's people are scared to ask you directly. I don't know. I'm gonna start sending them to Joseph, and Joseph can sort it out. Since you all are in the same time zone, it might make it a little bit easier. Yeah, that'll be my new answer. I don't know. Talk to Addie's. Addie's knows. And, you know, those 10,000 viewers are chomping at the bit there, Mick. They need some you need to get a little loving from Mick on the streaming. Wow. Well, we may have to change the weather. This is we may not be able to see Sebring. If we stay constant on that, so there's our vortex. We're about 31 nautical miles away from it. Yeah, they sure can, Mick. I don't know. I'm not his agent. You have to talk to the man himself. However, if you want an autograph, if you send Mick and I each 50 quid, we might be able to work something out. I have to start charging for autographs, Mick, I think. And get you a picture of you in your Stetson and your cowboy boots. I think we can make a lot of money off of that. That might be the best way we can raise money for Pulse's new computer. It was X-Ray 06 is the nearest. That's where we just departed from, and we are on the Southeast Asia server, as always. Those commands can be used for like the server and the root and all that. But yeah, usually what I do is I'll put in a route like this. So we're on our way from X-Ray 06 to Sebring on runway 1. Hopefully that is still the preferred runway with the weather. So yeah, but I'm generally always on the Southeast Asia server. That's one that seems to be pretty stable for me when I fly. Wow, now it's wanting to climb. But yeah. And then I do have a Discord if you want to join that. It's just basically my information to the viewers as much as possible. It's not a chatty sort of thing. On the controller, it's the triggers, Nick. Although I have it the rudder, like it's a rudder assist, so when I turn, the plane automatically assumes the rudder for me. Otherwise, I would be all over the place. But when the time comes, I can get on get a PC and I'll get the rudder pedals. I feel like I'm going to have to go back to the flight school again just to practice using all that stuff the way it's supposed to be used. So, yeah, that's going to be the tricky part. I'm going to have to learn how to fly all over again because it's going to be a completely different feel from the controller. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, please do. I usually post like on Sundays. I'll post the schedule for the week, and then if I have to cancel a flight, I'll put in there like no flight today. See you whenever the next day or whatever it is. Um, and then I post some like aviation related videos. There's a naval aviator. His YouTube channel is Growler Jams, which he flies an F-18, the Growler. Oh, the same thing. Well, it depends. Sometimes you can use the rudder pedals, the trigger stick or the trigger buttons, or you could use your left stick and steer with that. It depends. Sometimes it's easier to steer with the left stick than it is with the rudder pedals. But yeah, I've been watching Growler Jams. He'll do videos from. He'll upload it like doing catapult launches off the aircraft carrier, landings on the aircraft carrier. He'll do like the pass over the carrier and all that, and lining up for approach and hitting the deck and putting it on the deck. The great thing about his stuff is usually when he lands, he'll do he'll park it, and you cringe because you think he's going to go over the edge of the aircraft carrier, and he just swings it around like it's no big deal because everybody thinks that the front wheel is right in front of him, but it's behind him a little bit. So he's got space, but he parks it like it's no big deal. So yeah, I also post videos of racing related videos, stuff like that. So but yeah, for steering, when we get to Sebring, watch, Mick, I'll show you. Look at this weather. We may have to change the weather here because I cannot see anything. Can't even. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Let's do that then. How about that? We're gonna have to put on some. Now this is the bad part. Watch this. I'm gonna turn on. Ooh, now we got the Arctic chill. No. We gotta get to the few clouds. There we go. Cooler froze over there. All right. So now at least we have a better idea. But when we're on the ground at Sebring, Mick, I'll show you the steering that basically you'll see. We'll do it from the outside. You'll see the rudder move, but also if I steer with the left stick, it should steer the wheel at the back to bring the. Because the tail draggers, what they would do generally is you would apply power to the you would use you would add power to one side or the other depending on which way you were turning, and then you could use the right brake, and then you apply power, and then you would turn right basically. But yeah, that's all right. Let's see how far we are from. Oh, look at that! We aren't far at all. We're gonna go for runway 1. Ooh, 10. Okay, we got to really. All right. There we are. Oh, look at that. We'll use the pattern entry on this one. But if you remember when I think that time you and I and Patrice flew, we were in England and we flew. I was in the F-35. I think you were in the F-18, and so was Patrice. You guys were trying to. I think he was having trouble figuring out how to steer the aircraft. and there was that little button that says this, with the nose wheel steering. Um, yeah, but the tail draggers, that's realistically you would be applying power and then using the brakes and to get the aircraft to turn on the ground. I think it would be very similar to what the B-17s did, when they were taxiing out for takeoff. We might not be able to see the but yeah, once we're on the ground, I'll show you. We're going to go downwind left. Even though we're not there. Are you going to try to fly with the controller, Mick, or is that the dealio? All right, I think we can go ahead and turn this off. And there, on the pause screen, it'll say like control. So if you're just only have this, if you have the standard controller, it'll tell you what you can reassign the buttons if it suits you better to rearrange them. You can change it if you want. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a learning curve, Mick. It certainly is, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Kind of like what happened with me. It'll take some practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. But it's not very realistic either. Like when I watched Scruffy fly the other day over New Zealand, and he's got the throttle and yoke and all that, and he's got the rudder pedals, and he's actually flying over Australia. He's turning, and it does take a bit more practice, I think, because you can easily overcorrect. You can do the same thing with the controller, as you've seen me do. You can overcorrect it, and then you're like, uh-oh. Or you don't correct it quick enough, and then you're in trouble. So it just takes some practice, that's all. And then your D-pad, the down D-pad is your flaps. What you can also do, Mick, to help out is you can plug in your keyboard, and you can do stuff like you can hit the B button. If you're flying with live weather, it'll give you the correct altimeter reading, for instance. So you're not waiting for an altimeter reading. It'll tell you automatically what it is. It'll dial it in for you. So I wouldn't give up with the keyboard, though, but you could fly with both. It's just that the keyboard allows you to do, basically the commands that you have that you were already possibly using when you were using the flight stick and all that, or the yoke. I don't know what you were. I think you had a HOTUS. I'm not sure. Can't remember. All right. So there's our runway over there. There's Sebring Raceway. There's the back straight, and then there's the main straight right there, pit road. The grandstand there. Yeah, they come flying down that back straight, hang a hard right start their lap. I tell you, the second time I went to Sebring in '07, the I was there at the end of the straight as they get ready to make that the hard right turn to go onto the main straight there. And when they're released to race, it is an incredible scene. Like all the cars start accelerating, you just have this massive amount of noise, and the cars just go zipping by. And it's all prototypes first, and then there's a bit of a space between the prototypes and the GT cars. And so once the prototypes they get going, they take off, and then the GT cars are not far behind them. But I still can't gain control on the ground. Okay. So we'll talk about that in a minute, Nick. Are you on your computer right now? Maybe I can help you walk you through the menu, because it might be a menu option that you need to change to be able to control the plane on the ground. Because remember, I had that same problem when I first started flying. I felt like the plane wanted to go one way and I wanted to go somewhere else, and then the plane kept taking me a way I didn't want to go. So, yeah, we can go over that real quick before I wrap the stream up. That's not a problem at all. All right, I need to... Wow, this thing is going to... Actually, I'm not going to worry about that. Let me get on the ground and we'll get that sorted, Nick. That's not a problem at all. Because it might have changed your menu options and you just didn't realize it. Because sometimes that'll happen. It'll revert back to like a default setting for some reason. And you have to kind of go back in and check it out. All right, here we go. Come in flat, a little bit flat again. That's what we're going to try to do here without causing the ruckus here in Sebring. We have enough of a ruckus as it is when the racing teams are here. Just to the left of our runway is part of the track. That's usually a flat out section for pretty much all the cars unless you have damage. You can get on that back straight and just haul ass, pardon the French. Okay, the PS4 controller. That might be part of the problem, Mick. You might need to get you can get an Xbox type controller for pretty cheap, I think. Yeah, you would need like it doesn't have to be a Series X or S controller. You could just get a standard Xbox controller probably for pretty reasonable price at this point. It doesn't have to be a super fancy one. But I think because that's why Para was having the same issue. He couldn't brake, but I think he was using the PlayStation controllers. In order for it to work, I think it's got to be an Xbox controller. Look at that. It says we're right on the money there as far as our glide path, although we are a little off center there. All right. I have a good feeling about this landing coming up. There we are. That's much better. Plane's already settling down for us. I like it. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Sebring, Florida. Local time is 8:45 in the morning. We understand and appreciate the fact that it's Manic Monday. Whoa, whoa. And many people would rather be laying in bed, having a latte or something. I don't know. But we're glad you chose to fly with us today. Do join us Wednesday as we continue our flight in the Junker 52. We're going to be departing from Sebring, heading over to St. Petersburg, Clearwater International, Should be a nice flight. We will have the few clouds. The first part of the flight was really good. Nothing was hindered or whatever, it seemed like, and obviously we had to change things en route to Sebring. Otherwise, we would not have seen our. Oh, we can't even say, "Hey, we're on the ground." Oh, that's all right. We'll find a parking spot. If nothing else, we'll go to the fuel stop there, fuel station. So yeah, we will continue the journey on Wednesday. This stream will be on, or this video will be on YouTube tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern. So if you missed the early part of the flight, you can always catch it. You can watch it again here on Twitch, or you can catch it tomorrow over on YouTube. Either one is certainly fine. Hopefully everybody enjoyed today's flight. So thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Good stuff, I think. It's nice to practice the landings and stop off for fuel and all that. I think that worked out rather well. Looks like we have a crew here waiting for us. Either that or they're just standing around bored and they don't want to do nothing else. Who knows? Thank you again, Rubber Duck and Milo, for the follows earlier in the stream. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Uncle P Sim channel, by the way. If I didn't give you an official, semi-official, official welcome, the officially official, or unofficially official, I don't know. One of those. The officially unofficial welcome. There we go. Watch out. You're going to get clobbered by the engine. I'm chasing him. Ooh, uh-oh. Ooh. Boy. Doesn't help when you got somebody walking in front of you. Kind of makes you wonder what the flight or the ground crew's thinking. Oh, thank you. Well, you don't have to call me sir. I work for a living. You don't have to call me sir at all. I am not a sir. You just call me Uncle B. That's sufficient. All right, let's get that turned off. Oh, okay. Hold on, folks. I got to take this call.